In the 1960s, it was the crown jewel of Kansas City's east side. Now many of the tenants still living there are fighting leaking roofs, even collapsing ceilings.
Those residents are pleading for help, but the management company keeps kicking Fox 4 Problems over Linda Wager off the property every time she tries to investigate.
But I don't give up that easily, and when you've been invited into someone's home, you have every right to be there.
It's water everywhere. It's water everywhere.
This is a spare bedroom in the apartment where Chauncietta Mize has lived for nearly 60 years. The ceiling is cracking as water pours in from the holes in the roof. She's been complaining to management for nearly a year, but instead of repairing the roof, they just stuck a tarp on the problem, and it blew off.
I just can't live like this. You see that stagnant water? I'm on a breathing machine in here. I have congestive heart failure. I had COVID the first of the year. We've been, back, but we made it through all of that to be in this.
And it gets worse.
Look.
That very night, it rained, and Ms. Mize's sagging ceiling collapsed, showering the bedroom with water and insulation.
I'm tired. I'm approaching 80 years old. I'm too old for this.
She's just one of several seniors stuck in bad conditions at Parade Park Homes near 18th and Vine in Kansas City. Many have lived here since the 1960s, when redlining meant Parade Park was as far west as a black family could live.
I remember when it really looked nice. I remember when the black baseball players and stuff lived down here, lawyers and doctors. That's who started this place, because we couldn't live past 27th Street.
Back then, Parade Park was one of the first African-American co-ops in the country. People didn't rent. They were owners in the nonprofit corporation that owns the homes. A board comprised of residents was in charge and oversaw repairs and improvements. But now, many of those living here say there hasn't been a functioning board in years, and they've become pawns in a multi-million-dollar redevelopment project that has never gotten off the ground.
I believe that they're letting Parade Park fall apart purposely. One, to get residents to move out, and two, to just make it so bad that it's determined blighted.
Some estimate that about half the units now sit empty. Residents tell us they're treated not like owners, but renters. Some have even been evicted by Cohen Esri, which was hired by the board to manage the property.
I'm with Fox 4 people now.
Twice when we were here to talk to people, a maintenance man showed up, telling us we weren't allowed here, and put us on the phone with his manager. I was invited onto the property because her ceiling's caving in a back bedroom.
Okay, so we don't have a comment, and you guys need to leave out the property because it's a private property.
If somebody is living on the property,
okay.
I can be invited into their home.
Matthew.
Yes.
Take your phone back.
What are you doing to fix the problem? We never got an answer. Instead, she called police. Cohen Esri tells us any resident with problems just needs to contact the co-op board for help. They've tried.
We're just being run around in circles.
Repeatedly. Resident Brian Holaby says it's impossible to find out who's on the resident board or when they meet. His requests for board minutes and financial documents have been denied.
We want transparency. That is in the bylaws that we're allowed to have. They have to show us their finances. They have to show us how many people live in Parade Park. They have to show us how much money they have now or how much money they don't have now. And they've refused to do that. We're supposed to be able to get the minutes from the meetings, but we don't even know how long or how often they've met over the last few years. Or if they've met at all. We're completely in the dark regarding what's happening to our neighborhood.
Problem Solvers contacted the 2 city council members from this district. Melissa Robinson never called us back, but Brandon Ellington met us across the street from the development.
So what I've been doing is trying to not only encourage the folks to use their legal recourses, but to have them actually understand their legal recourses.
But legal recourse doesn't mean anything if you can't afford an attorney. But Ellington says there's nothing the city can do since Parade Park is supposedly still a co-op and not rental property, which the city does regulate. Minutes after this meeting took place, we received this email from Cohen Esri urging us not to run a story on Parade Park, saying McCormick Baron Salazar out of St. Louis is redeveloping the project, and our story could jeopardize the company's attempts to get funding. But that redevelopment project has been in the works for years, with still nothing to show. Cohen Esri also promised it's relocating Ms. Mize to a better apartment. That's news to her. who weeks later has yet to hear from anyone. But Problem Solvers keeps hearing from other residents, like Stacy Jackson.
Oh, God, yeah, it was hitting my ankles.
Whose apartment keeps flooding.
When it rains, it just pours down.
Like everyone else, she wants to know where to go for help.
That's the whole thing here.
It's a fair question, one that doesn't have an answer.
Weeks after we started investigating, Ms. Mize finally heard from someone at Parade Park. That person offered to move her to a better apartment. The last time we spoke, she was trying to figure out how to pack up 59 years of her life. The other encouraging news is that the Parade Park board actually held a public meeting that residents were informed about and were able to attend. An election for new board members is supposed to be held in April. Linda Wager, Fox 4 Problem Solvers.